Down to Earth, brought to you in association with the Musée de l'Homme.
Hello, you're watching Down to Earth. I'm Mairead Dundas. There's some good news. The world is a better place for women and girls in 2016 than even a decade ago. But not for everyone, and certainly not everywhere. Access to economic opportunities is still largely unequal, holding back not just individuals but whole economies. Later we'll be considering solutions, but first up, let's take a look at how women fare in the workforce today. Now we're heading to Pakistan, where the majority of medical students are women, and yet the workforce is dominated by males. Yes, it's true that many Pakistani women opt out of work to start families, but others do so because of social pressures. Now, two female doctors are trying to reverse that trend, the internet opening up all kinds of possibilities for women across the country.
Dr. Rabia, it's Samina. This woman is suffering from stomach pains, so she came to this clinic for an online consultation with Dr. Rabia, who lives some 700 kilometers away.
She needs vitamin D. Get the drops.
Drops?
Yes, drops.
Okay.
Tell her to drink it in a glass of milk once every 3 days.
Once every 3 days.
Yes, 6 in total.
6 vials. Dr. Rabia quit her job when she moved to another province with her husband and in-laws. But one day, she heard about a telemedicine platform.
For female doctors, it's really complicated for them to work and take care of their family. Many of them are forced to quit because there are night shifts. This method works well for me. I can work from home, wear the hijab, and I don't even have to leave the house if I don't want to.
Dr. Ifat first had the idea of creating an online consultation platform 3 years ago.
Women who are out of work, or maybe particularly doctors, should have another option. And there's a huge human resource which goes to waste.
An option created by the arrival of the internet in Pakistan several years back. The web has since empowered thousands of women there, enabling them to start their own business. Sumaira Wasim loves to bake, so she recently set up her own company.
I launched Sam's Cake Factory through Facebook 4 years ago. I used to do it myself. I would bake 4 cakes per week, and now I'm up to 50 a week. All our marketing is done on Facebook and on our website.
More than 30 million people are now connected to the internet in Pakistan. Nadia Patel Ganji is one of many women who took advantage of the momentum. She created Sheops, an online shopping site for women.
Sheops is a marketplace for women and which helps women monetize their talent, such as somebody maybe cooking or baking or, making some handicrafts and stuff. We started out from a group of 5 women, and now we're a community of over 26,000 and growing daily.
In Pakistan's conservative society, the internet has become women's best empowerment tool and a window to the rest of the world.
Now, it's a reality television show, but it's not about dating or housewives or survival. It's about farming by females in Tanzania, and it's had outrageous success. To find out more, we went to meet the winner of last year's season of Female Food Heroes, who was joined by the head of Oxfam, the international charity which helped develop the program. Thank you very much for joining us here on the sidelines of the European Development Days.
Thank you for having us.
Carolina, you beat 14 other people, women, to win the last season of Female Food Heroes. Can you tell us a little bit about the show? What were they asking you to do?
I was already looking after a small farm when I heard that they were accepting applications for a competition known as Female Food Heroes. What I think helped me win was that I was producing natural manure and also traditional pesticides. Also, during the show, they asked us to plant maize in cement to see if we could think critically. I believe that when I refused to plant my seeds in the cement because I knew they wouldn't grow, that earned me a lot of votes.
The success is in the numbers, an audience of 37 million across 5 countries. Let's get a taste of what the audience was tuning into.
Nikukaribisha kwenye show bab kubwa ya mama shujaa wa chakula. Leo tupo katika zoezi la kufa na kupona.
Nalima mimi na mme wangu na watoto wangu. Lazima tulime, tupate chakula, tuweze kula ili tuweze kuishi vizuri. Niliamua kujiunga na mama shujaa wa chakula kwa sababu kwanza mimi ninajiamini, ninajituma kufanya kazi bila kusukumwa.
Winnie, in sub-Saharan Africa, more than 60% of employed women work in agriculture, but we know that they produce less and hence earn less than men. Are women simply not as good as men?
Absolutely not. Actually, 80% of the food that is eaten in Asia and in Africa is grown by women. So women predominate in the agriculture sector, but their work is not valued, and the challenges they face are enormous, which is one of the reasons why Oxfam says that if you empower women in agriculture, you will solve the problem of food security. They have unequal access to land. They don't own the land they farm. They have unequal access to finance, to credit, to invest in the land, to training, to markets. In every way, they are disadvantaged, yet they are the primary producers of food.
So why make a show, a reality television show about this? Is it making light of a very serious issue?
The reason we made that program, which has become really a sellout on television, was to give value to the work that women do in agriculture and to draw the attention of policymakers to invest there. Because what we hear now a lot is that we need to bring the private sector into agriculture. We need to bring investments. And by private sector, the governments mean big business, agribusiness. Oxfam says the private sector are Carolina and the women of Africa.
Can I ask Carolina, has she had more influence at the family level since winning the program?
My voice now has a great impact because the community looks up to me, not as a normal woman. They call me Mother Man, that is a woman man. Yes, a mother man. Because I look after my family, I'm the producer, and I educate the community too. So the community now depends on me. Even those who listen to the media do look up to me.
Beautiful.
Women in the West are said to have more advantages than those in developing countries, but perhaps the disadvantages are just harder to measure. Take, for example, the number of girls who pursue university courses in mathematics. According to France's leading research organisation, girls are just as good at the subject as boys, but their brain is heavily influenced by negative stereotypes.
V de 0 plus bêta V de 1.
École Polytechnique, one of France's top engineering schools in Paris. In this applied mathematics class, only 9 students are women, the 90 others are all men.
What we see here at École Polytechnique is the continuation of what you see in universities and high schools. From my experience, girls are as likely to succeed as boys, but you just see fewer of them.
And so the cliché goes, women are not as good at science as men. Recent studies, however, suggest the difference in performance is down to self-confidence. Researchers analysed the brain reactions of men and women when asked to solve complex mathematical problems. Participants only had 8 seconds to answer each question. And the results are clear. Women here in red do as well as men here in blue. But women do much worse when they're told men did better.
In the series of tests, men and women have performed very differently.
The idea that men are better at science has become so ingrained that women themselves tend to accept it and believe it. It's even become a psychological barrier. In the experiment, many women lost their confidence and were crippled by anxiety, as shown by these yellow marks on their brains.
This is a part of the brain that specializes in dealing with emotions. The brain tries to inhibit the feeling of nervousness, but it doesn't work very well.
And this feeling means that women don't perform as well as they should.
When the stereotype is activated, women only score 65%. That's 10% lower than men. So the conclusion is that women could be way more successful if there were not so many clichés about women and science.
Getting rid of these clichés is easier said than done. Experts say parents should be more supportive of their daughters and encourage them into science from an early age.
The answer, it seems, it's all in our heads. That brings us to the end of this week's show. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to stay connected via Facebook and Twitter. And we look forward to seeing you, as always, next time.